Hi, it's me, Miss Jessica, here for preschool story time for ages 3 to 5. Before we get started, I have a couple of fun announcements. Parents, don't forget to come in and sign your kiddos up for 1,000 books before kindergarten. We have booklets in English and in Spanish. It's pretty simple. Every time you read a book, you can just color in one of these planets, and once you hit 100, you can come in for prizes. We have bigger prizes for 500 and bigger prizes for 1,000. So this is really fun to do. So don't forget, come sign up right at our preschool desk for 1,000 books of kindergarten. Another announcement is Super Saturdays are back. So come in on Saturdays for lots of fun stuff. Check our calendar. There's something every Saturday. This Saturday, we're actually having Lego play, free Lego play, so we're going to have tons of Legos. You can sign up and register online. We have multiple sessions to make sure everybody gets a turn, and you can come in and you guys can just build and build and build. Okay, now let's get started. So before we start reading, I wanted to do a little welcome song with you guys. If you want to read a book, clap your hands. If you want to read a book, clap your hands. If you want to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you want to read a book, clap your hands. If you want to read a book, stomp your feet. If you want to read a book, stomp your feet. If you want to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you want to read a book, stomp your feet. If you want to read a book, shout hooray, hooray. If you want to read a book, shout hooray, hooray. If you want to read a book, listen up and take a look. If you want to read a book, shout hooray, hooray. Okay, actually, before we read a book, I'm a little hungry. I kind of skipped breakfast this morning. So if you guys don't mind, since I'm already here at my favorite restaurant, Chef El Dante's Pasta Emporium, I might just go ahead and order a little something, if you don't mind, because I am a little hungry. My tummy is growling. Ooh, there's some good-looking stuff on this menu. I think I might get ravioli. Maybe lasagna. Hello, and welcome to Chef Al Dante's Pasta Emporium. Mademoiselle, what can I get you to eat? Well, I am thinking about, may I recommend the spaghetti and meatballs? Oh, yeah, that sounds good. I will take the spaghetti and meatballs. Perfect choice, coming right up. That does sound good. Here you go, spaghetti and my famous meatballs. Ooh, that does smell good. Yes, it is very, very tasty. Oh, hold on. Excuse me, sorry. Chew! Oh my goodness, you must never sneeze around the meatballs. This is very important. I lost a meatball that way. In fact, I have a song about it. Yeah, go right ahead. On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese, I lost my poor meatball when somebody sneezed. It rolled off the table and onto the floor, and then my poor meatball rolled out of the door. It rolled in the garden and under a bush, and then my poor meatball was nothing but mush. Ooh, sorry. That mush was as tasty could be. And early next summer, it grew into a tree. That tree was all covered in beautiful moss. It grew lovely meatballs and tomato sauce. So if you love spaghetti all covered in cheese, hold on to your meatballs and don't ever sneeze. Oh, Yes, thank you. And now I can grow all the meatballs I want. Oh, so actually it's more of like a happy story. No, it was very tragic. Please, ma'am, no sneezing in my restaurant. Oh, I think I'll just take this to go. Excellent choice. We will box it up for you. Thank you. Well, this has been fun, Chef Al Dente, but now I think I'm going to go read some stories to my friends. I'll be right there. I'm just going to eat. Thank you for waiting. I'm just so hungry before I read a book. Whew. Now that I'm full and we've been talking about spaghetti, I thought I would read to you one of my favorite books about pasta. It's called Strega Nona, and it's by Tommy DePaola. Ooh, sorry, friends, my microphone came off. Here we go. In the town of Calabria, a long time ago, there lived an old lady everyone called Strega Nona, which meant Grandma Witch. Although all the people in town talked about her in whispers, they all went to see her if they had troubles. Even the priest and the sisters of the convent went, because Strega Nona did have the magic touch. She could cure a headache with oil and water and a hairpin. She made special potions for the girls who wanted husbands. And she was very good at getting rid of warts. But Strega Nona was getting old, and she needed someone to help her keep her little house and garden. So she put up a sign in the town square. And Big Anthony, who didn't pay attention, went to see her. "Anthony," said Strega Nona, "you must sweep the house and wash the dishes. You must weed the garden and pick the vegetables. You must feed the goat and milk her. And you must fetch the water. For this, I will give you 3 coins and a place to sleep and food to eat." "Oh, grazie," said Big Anthony. "The one thing you must never do," said Strega Nona, "is touch the pasta pot. It is very valuable, and I don't let anyone touch it." "Oh, see, yes," said Big Anthony. And so the days went by. Big Anthony did his work, and Strega Nona met with the people who came to see her for headaches and husbands and warts. Big Anthony had a nice bed to sleep in next to the goat shed, and he had food to eat. One evening when Big Anthony was milking the goat, he heard Strega Nona singing. Peeking in the window, he saw Strega Nona standing over the pasta pot. She sang, "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me up some pasta nice and hot. I am hungry and it's time to sup. Boil me enough pasta to fill me up." And the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and was suddenly filled with steaming hot pasta. Then Strega Nona sang, "Enough, enough, pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day." "How wonderful," said Big Anthony. "That's a magic pot for sure." And Strega Nona called Big Anthony in for supper. But too bad for Big Anthony, because he didn't see Strega Nona blow 3 kisses into the magic pasta pot. And this is what happened. The next day, when Big Anthony went to the town square to fetch the water, he told everyone about the pasta pot. And naturally, everyone laughed at him because it sounded so silly. A pot that cooked all by itself? "You'd better go and confess to the priest, Big Anthony," they said. "Such a lie." And Big Anthony was angry, and that wasn't a very good thing to be. "I'll show them," he said to himself. "Someday I will get the pasta pot and make it cook, and then they'll be sorry." That day came sooner than even Big Anthony would have thought, because 2 days later, Strega Nona said to Big Anthony, "Anthony, I must go over the mountain to the next town to see my friend Strega Amelia. Sweep the house and weed the garden. Feed the goat and milk her, and for your lunch, there are some bread and cheese in the cupboard. And remember, don't touch the pasta pot." "Oh, yes, yes," Strega Nona called Big Anthony. But inside he was thinking, "My chance has come." As soon as Stregonona was out of sight, Big Anthony went inside, pulled the pasta pot off the shelf, and put it on the floor. Now, let's see if I can remember the words, said Big Anthony. And Big Anthony sang, bubble, bubble, pasta pot. Boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up. And sure enough, the pot bubbled and boiled and began to fill up with pasta. Aha, said Big Anthony. And he ran to the town square, jumped on the fountain and shouted, everyone get forks and plates and platters and bowls. Pasta for all at Stregonona's house. Big Anthony has made the magic pasta pot work. Of course, everyone laughed, but ran home to get their forks and plates and platters and bowls. And sure enough, when they got to Stregonona's, the pasta pot was so full it was beginning to overflow. Big Anthony was a hero. He scooped out pasta and filled the plates and platters and bowls. There was more than enough for all the townspeople, including the priests and the sisters from the convent. And some people came back for 2 and 3 helpings, but the pot was never empty. When all had had their fill, Big Anthony sang, enough, enough, my pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day. But alas, he did not blow the 3 kisses. He went outside, and to the applause of the crowd, Big Anthony took a bow. He was so busy listening to compliments from everyone that he didn't notice the pasta pot was still bubbling and boiling until a sister from the convent said, oh, Big Anthony, look. And pasta was pouring out of the pot all over the floor of Stregonona's house and was coming out the door. Big Anthony rushed in and shouted the magic words again, but the pot kept bubbling. He took the pot off the floor, but pasta kept pouring from it. Big Anthony grabbed a cover and put it on the pot and sat on it. But the pasta raised the cover and Big Anthony as well and spilled on the floor of Stregonona's house. Stop, yelled Big Anthony, but the pasta did not stop. And if someone hadn't grabbed poor Big Anthony, the pasta would have covered him up. The pasta had all but filled the little house. Out of the windows and through the doors came the pasta, and the pot kept right on bubbling. The townspeople began to worry. Do something, Big Anthony, they shouted. Big Anthony sang the magic song again, but without the 3 kisses, it did no good. By this time, the pasta was on its way down the road, and all the people were running to keep ahead of it. We must protect our town from the pasta, shouted the mayor. Get mattresses, tables, doors, anything to make a barricade. But even that didn't work. The pot kept bubbling and the pasta kept coming. We are lost, said the people, and the priests and the sisters of the convent began praying. The pasta will cover our town, they cried. And it certainly would have had Stregonona not come down the road home from her visit. She didn't have to look twice to know what had happened. She sang the magic song and blew the 3 kisses, and with a sputter, the pot stopped boiling and pasta came to a halt. Oh, grazie, thank you, Stregonona, the people cried. But then they turned on poor Big Anthony. String him up, the men of the town shouted. Now wait, said Stregonona. The punishment must fit the crime. And she took a fork from a lady standing nearby and held it out to Big Anthony. All right, Anthony, you wanted pasta from my magic pot, Stregonona said, and I went to sleep in my little bed tonight. So start eating. And he did. Poor Big Anthony. Ooh. The end. Ooh, he ate all of that pasta. Ooh, he must have felt a little sick to his stomach. Well, I like that book a lot. Poor Big Anthony. See, you always got to pay attention to all the directions. So my next sandwich is also about a big catastrophe that happens to a town. But this time, it's not food that causes it, it's food that saves it. It's called The Giant Jam Sandwich. And it is by John Vernon Lord. and Janet Burroway. So this is what happens when a town comes together to solve a problem. And it's a pretty tasty solution. One hot summer in Itching Down, 4 million wasps flew into town. They drove the picnickers away. They chased the farmers from their hay. They stung Lord Swell on his fat, bald pat. They dived and hummed and buzzed and ate. And the noisy, nasty nuisance grew till the villagers cried, "What can we do?" So they called a meeting in the village hall, and Mayor Muddlenut asked them all, "What can we do?" And they said, "Good question." But nobody had a good suggestion. Then Bap the baker leaped to his feet and cried, "What do wasps like best to eat?" "Strawberry jam." "Now wait a minute. If we made a giant sandwich, we could trap them in it." And the gentlemen cheered, the ladies squealed, and Farmer Seed said, "Use my field." Bap gave instructions for the making of the dough. Mix flour from above and yeast from below, salt from the seaside, water from the spout. Now thump it, bump it, bang it about. While they were working and working hard, some more made a tablecloth out in the yard. When they were done, the dough was left to rise till the loaf was a mountain in shape and size. They hitched it up with a bit of a fuss to the tractors, cars, and the village bus, and took it to the oven they had made on the hill, 50 cookers in an old brick mill. For hours and hours they let it cook. It swelled inside till the windows shook. It was piping hot when they took it out, and the villagers raised a mighty shout. "Isn't it crusty? Aren't we clever?" But the wasps were just as bad as ever. The loaf was left to cool, and then the people watched while 6 strong men took a great big saw and sliced right through. Everybody clapped, and they cut slice too. The village bus, they all agreed, would spoil the fields of Farmer Seed, so 8 fine horses pulled the bread to where the picnic cloth was spread. A truck drew up and dumped out butter, and they spread it out with a flap and a flutter, spoons and spades, slap and slam, and they did the same with the strawberry jam. That's starting to look really tasty. Meanwhile, high above the field, 6 flying machines whirred and wheeled, ready for the wasp to take the bait. And then there was nothing left to do but wait. Suddenly the sky was humming. All 4 million wasps were coming. They smelled that jam. They dived and struck. And then they ate so much that they all got stuck. The other slice came down, curse, splat, on top of the wasps. And that was that. There were only 3 that got away. And where they are now, I cannot say. But they never came back to Itching Down, which is not a waspish sort of town, but a very nice place to dance and play, and that's what the villagers did that day. What became of the sandwich? Well, in Itching Down they like to tell how the birds flew off with it in their beaks and had a feast for 100 weeks. The end. Ooh! That jam sandwich looked pretty good until all the wasp got stuck in it. I don't think I want to eat it then. Well, we've been talking about spaghetti. Now we've talked about jam sandwiches. I think it's time we introduce a few fruits and vegetables to our diet. So I have a really fun song if you guys want to stand up with me. It's called the Banana Song. And it's so much fun to do, and there's lots of motions. So if you want to stand up and sing and dance with me, please feel free. All righty. So first, we're going to form the banana. Form the banana, Form the banana. Form the banana. Form the banana. Peel the banana. Peel the banana. Peel the banana. Peel the banana. Go bananas. Go bananas. Go bananas. Go bananas. Form the corn. Form the corn. Form the corn. Form the corn. Shuck the corn. Shuck the corn. Shuck the corn. Shuck the corn. Pop the corn. Pop the corn. Pop the corn. Pop the corn. Form the avocado. Form the avocado. Form the avocado. Form the avocado. Peel the avocado. Peel the avocado. Peel the avocado. Peel the avocado. Guacamole. 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 Form the mango. Form the mango. Form the mango. Form the mango. Peel the mango. Peel the mango. Peel the mango. Peel the mango. Do the tango. Do the tango. Do the tango. Do the tango. Form the orange. Form the orange. Form the orange. Form the orange. Peel the orange. Peel the orange. Peel the orange. Peel the orange. Squeeze the orange. Squeeze the orange. Squeeze the orange. Squeeze the orange. Whew. That was a lot of fruits and vegetables. In fact, that song is so much fun and I could keep going, but that makes me think of another book that we could read together. It's called Quill Soup, and it's about how sometimes we forget to be kind to strangers when they come to visit. And this is a story you may recognize because it's a lot like Stone Soup, but this story actually comes from South Africa. It's by Alan Durant, and it's illustrated by Dale Blankennar. So this is one of our new picture books you can get in our new section. So it's a Stone Soup story, but this one is from South Africa. Noko the porcupine was hungry and tired. He'd been traveling through the Valley of 1,000 Hills and hadn't eaten for days. He saw a small village ahead, and his spirits lifted. Food and shelter at last, he thought. Meanwhile, in the village, the animals caught sight of Noko. "There's a stranger coming," squeaked Monkey. "Quick, run to your homes," shouted Meerkat. Noko trudged into the village. It was silent and empty. "Hello, friends," he called, but there was no reply. Noko went to the first house and tapped on the door. "Yes?" asked Warthog. "I've traveled a long way and I'm very hungry," said Noko. "Do you have anything I can eat?" Warthog shook her big head. "I'm sorry," she replied. "I ate a big lunch and all of my food is gone." Noko knocked at the next house. "How can I help?" asked Rabbit. "Please, I need some food," said Noko. "So do I," Rabbit exclaimed. "My greedy brother came to visit and ate all my food. I have nothing left." Noko knocked at Monkey's door. "Yes, what is it?" Monkey asked. "I wonder if you have any food to spare for a poor traveler," Noko inquired. "We are poor villagers," Monkey grumbled. "We don't have any spare food." So Noko went to Aardvark's house, and Meerkat's house, and Pangolin's house. But he came away hungry. All of them said they didn't have any food. By this time, Noko was very tired and very hungry indeed, but his brain was as sharp as the quills on his back. He could see from the villagers' sleek coats and the rounded bellies that they were lying. He knew they had food. How was he going to get some? He sat and thought, and after a while he came up with a plan. "I wonder if I might have a little fire and a large pot of water?" he asked the villagers. "Of course," they replied. They couldn't refuse him that. Noko put the pot on the fire so the water could boil. It seems I shall have to make my own food, he sighed. I will make quill soup. He plucked 3 quills from his back and dropped them into the big pot. But surely the quills are too hard and sharp to eat, Warthog said. Wait and see. Soon they will soften and release flavor to make a delicious soup, Noko explained. He bent over the pot and dipped in a paw. He licked his paw and nodded. Tasty, he said. Just how His Majesty likes it. You've met the king, squeaked Meerkat. Many times, Noko said casually. I always make him quill soup. He loves it. Noko tasted the soup again. If only I had some carrots, he said ruefully. Rabbit's ears shot up. He wanted to taste the quill soup that was fit for a king. I think my greedy brother may have left a carrot or 2, he blurted out. He hopped away to fetch them. Noko added the carrots to the water and tasted the soup again. Lovely, he announced. Of course, the king likes mealies in his quill soup. I've got mealies, squealed Meerkat. She ran away to find them. Each time, Noko tasted the soup. There was something that needed to be added. Beans, peas, potatoes, spinach, and then the things appeared within moments, as if by magic. Now Noko's soup was thick and rich. Once again he tasted it. Perfect, he declared, unless I don't suppose anyone has a few worms. Pangolin did. Noko told the villagers to fetch their bowls. There's plenty of soup to share, he said. And share they did. They drank bowl after bowl of the delicious soup in the firelight until the big pot was empty. Noko sat back, looked up at the stars, and yawned. I wonder if you might have a hole where I could sleep, he asked. A hole, cried Monkey, for someone who has cooked delicious quill soup for the king? And who has the generosity to share the soup with strangers? Piped in Aardvark. No, my friend, said Monkey. You, Noko, shall have the very best bed in my house. You are too kind, Noko smiled. Before they went to their beds, Noko and the villagers sang together, shared stories, and danced in the moonlight. Later on, with a full tummy and a happy heart, Noko the traveler went to sleep at last. Good night. Well, thank you, friends, for all coming to my story time. I had so much fun with you, eating spaghetti and reading stories and dancing to fruits and vegetables. So I hope to see you guys here on Saturday for Super Saturday, and come say hi to me when you're at the library. Bye, friends.